Hello friends, how are you? Today we will learn chapter number 2, is matter around us pure? So here we take example, milk, ghee, butter, salt, spices, juices, etc. We purchase this from the market. Here we take example, milk. So milk is a pure? No. Ghee is a pure? No. Because milk contains more than one type of other particle like vitamins, proteins, fat. Okay. So it is more than one type of the element. So it is not a pure. Similarly, ghee, butter, cheese, okay, juice, spices. It is not a pure substance. Here we get mixture. So mixture contain more than one substance. More than one substance, it is known as the mixture. Here we take example, soft drink. So soft drink, it is made from the water as well as carbon dioxide. It is a mixture of the carbon dioxide and water. So it is a mixture. Another take example, soil. Soil is so many parts. So soil is made from the so many particles, as we know that. So it is soil is a mixture. So these are the example related to the mixture. So here mixture means contains more than one type of substance. It is known as the mixture. Now what is substance? So only one kind of pure matter. Only one kind of pure matter. It is known as the substance. Example, sugar, sodium chloride. Okay, that is salt, common salt. So it is a substance. Now there are different type of the mixture. As you know that a heterogeneous mixture, a homogeneous mixture. Now we take example first that is we divide the group in 4 groups. Group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. So group 1 take the 50 ml beaker and fill it with the water and add 1 spoon copper sulfate and dissolve it, stir it. Similarly, group 2 takes 50 ml water in a beaker and add 2 spoons copper sulfate, solid form, and stir it very well with the help of the spoon. Group 3 take copper sulfate and sodium chloride. As you know that copper sulfate that is solid form. Sodium chloride is also solid form. Okay. Copper sulfate take the 1 gram and sodium chloride take the 1 gram. So both are the solid substance and mix it with very well in a one vessel. Group 4 take that is copper sulfate and sodium chloride as it is, but contains is the different, that is copper sulfate 1 gram and sodium chloride 2 gram. Okay, component is different, that will be here, weight is different. Here 1 gram and here 2 gram. Here both are mixing very well, group 3 and group 4. Group 1 and group 2 also mix very well with the dissolve, that is with the help of the spoon mixer, we obtain the solution and we obtain the mixture here, group 3 and group 4. Here, in a homogeneous mixture which has a uniform composition, as you know the water and copper sulfate, you have to stir it very well with the help of the spoon in a beaker. So we obtain the clear solution. So mixture which has a uniform composition, it completely dissolve. Okay, it completely dissolve. Copper sulfate completely dissolve in the water. So such a mixture, it is known as the homogeneous mixture. We take example more, sodium chloride and water. Okay, water and sodium chloride state very well, completely dissolve in a water. So it is a homogeneous mixture. Similarly, water and sugar, okay, completely dissolve in a water. So it is a homogeneous mixture. Another example, that is heterogeneous mixture. So copper sulfate and sodium chloride, okay, mix it very well. So here mixture which has non-uniform composition. It is a non-uniform composition, they cannot be mixed very well. The particles seen with the naked eyes. Okay, so it is known as the heterogeneous mixture. Example that is here, sodium chloride and iron film. They do not be mixed to each other. Sodium chloride and sulfur, oil and water, they do not mix to each other. So such type of example it is known as the heterogeneous mixture. Now this is about the solution. Now what is the solution? So homogeneous mixture of two or more substance. Homogeneous mixture, two or more. What is the homogeneous mixture? Which has a uniform composition. Now in uniform composition, two or more substances added. It is known as the solute. Example: sharbat, lemonade sulfate. Okay, lemonade, soda water. These are known as the solution because lemonade are made from the lemon. Okay, citric acid, water contains, then little amount of the sodium chloride, then little amount of the that is sugar. Okay, so these are the mixture and it is known as the solution. Soda water, as water and carbon dioxide diffuse inside the water and obtain the soda water. Okay, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Thumbs Up. So these are all example of the solution. Now brass, take example, that is a homogeneous mixture. Brass is a homogeneous mixture. It is homogeneous mixture. In a brass, that is 30% of zinc and 70% of copper. So it is a homogeneous mixture and obtain the brass metal. Now we take example, that is solution of sugar in water. So in a sugar we take the little quantity in a water. Okay, little quantity is known as the solute and large quantity in the water is known as the solvent. So in a soluble or sugar solution, that is sugar is the solute particle and water is known as the solvent. Solute take the little quantity and solvent take the large quantity. Another example, that is iodine in alcohol. So iodine we take the that is little quantity is known as the solute part, solute, and alcohol is known as the solvent. So these are the example of the solution and what are the properties of the solution. So first property is the homogeneous mixture. Example, sugar solution, that is sugar is a homogeneous mixture. That is sodium chloride solution, that is NaCl and water. Okay, salt water is a homogeneous mixture. So these are the first properties of the homogeneous mixture. They cannot be seen by the naked eyes. Okay, the sugar solution, we cannot be seen the naked particles of the sugar particles. So they cannot be seen by the naked eyes. They will not scatter by a beam of light. The path of beam cannot be visible. We take the glass, okay, and fill it with the sugar solution. This is a sugar solution. We fill it in a glass or the beaker and scatter the beam of light with the help of the torch. Okay, you pass the beam of light, okay, through this medium. So here they do not scatter a beam of light. So beam of light we cannot be observed. Okay, the path of the beam cannot be observed in a glass. So path of visible cannot be, the path of light cannot be visible here. Okay. Solute particles cannot be separated. Solute particles cannot be settled down. Okay, with the help of the filtration process, we cannot be separated. That is sugar particles and water particles we cannot be separated. Solute particle cannot be settled. Okay, sugar solution, the particles cannot be settled at the bottom side. So these are the properties of the solution. Okay, now next topic is concentration of solution. So for that we take the one activity. We take the two beakers. As shown figure, we take the two beakers. Taking both the beaker 50 ml water and 50 ml water in other beaker. In first beaker you have to be add 1 spoon sodium chloride and stir it. And second beaker dissolve, you have to heat the solution in both the beaker under the Bunsen burner. You have to heated the solution, both the beaker. So when no more solute can be dissolved, heat the contents, temperature rise by up to the 5 degrees Celsius in both the beaker, and again start adding the solute. Again, that is here in salt and here sugar. So you have to be rise the temperature up to the 5 degrees Celsius. So at any particular temperature, the solution that has dissolved as much solute as it is capable of dissolving, it is said to be a saturated solution or concentrated solution. Again, at any particular temperature, we have to be raised here 5 degree temperature. A solution that has dissolved as much as solute as it is capable of dissolving, it is said to be a saturated solution or concentrated solution. So here we take that is water and sodium chloride. Here we take the solution, that is here NaCl, it is a solute particle, and water is a solvent. Okay. Similarly, here water is solvent and sugar is a solute. So the amount of the solute present in the saturated solution at this temperature, it is known as the solubility. It is known as the solubility. If the amount of solute contains in a solution is less than the saturation level, it is known as the unsaturation solution. From that, we concentration of solution, we can find out the percentage in the mass percentage as well as volume percentage. So for that concentration solution, the amount of solute, what is the amount of solute? That is 50 ml, that is 50 gram, 100 gram, 20 gram, like that. Upon amount of solvent, here what is solute particle? Sodium chloride and sugar. So both are the solute. And what is solvent? Water is the solvent. So amount of solute divided by amount of solvent, it is known as the concentration of solution. So what is the concentration solution? It is the ratio of amount of solute to the amount of solvent. It is known as concentration of solution. Now it can be discussed by the mass percentage as well as volume percentage. So first, mass by the mass percentage of solution, mass of the solute divided by mass of the solution multiplied by 100. So with the help of this equation, we can find out the mass of mass percentage in a given solution. Another method, that is mass by volume percentage of solution. So this is equal to mass of solute divided by volume of solution multiplied by 100. Okay. Okay, now next topic is suspension solution. So what is suspension solution? So for that, it is a heterogeneous mixture in which the solute particles do not dissolve completely. It is known as the suspension solution. Again, it is a heterogeneous mixture in which the solute particles do not dissolve. It is known as the suspension solution. Particles of the suspensions are visible with the naked eye. We can be easily seen with our eyes. So properties of suspension solution is like that. It is a heterogeneous mixture. It is seen by the naked eyes. Beam of light passes through it and make its path visible. Okay. If you pass through such type of solution, that is the beam of light, so we can be observe path of light clearly. So it means path of, that is light of beam, can be easily shown. They cannot be separated from the mixture by the process of filtration method. with the help of the filtration we cannot be separate such type of the mixture. It's known as a suspension solution. Okay, with the filtration process we cannot be separating different particles. Now next one is colloidal solution. So what is colloidal solution? So particles of a colloid are uniformly spread out through the solution. Through the solution it is uniformly spread in a whole solution. It is known as the colloidal solution. It is a heterogeneous mixture. These particles can easily scatter a beam of light. And this scattering of beam of light, it is known as the Tyndall effect. So particles of colloids are uniformly spread out through the solution. It is a heterogeneous mixture, and these particles can easily scatter a beam of light. If we have to pass the beam of light, okay, through this solution, the path of beam light we can be easily seen with our naked eyes, and the scattering of the light, it is known as the Tyndall effect. Here we can example that is Tyndall effect. We take the one small house that is hut. Okay. In a hut, that is a room completely filled with the small particles. And if you make a small hole on the roof, okay, very small hole, and sunlight enters through this small hole, the light is at the bottom of the room. So at the bottom of the room here, in this beam of the light, we can observe the clearly small particles in this beam, and this effect, it is known as the Tyndall effect. Another example, that is a dense forest. Okay, sunlight passes through the canopy of the dense forest. We can be easily the scattering particles in this beam of the light is also known as the Tyndall effect. The beam of light can be easily, the particles of in this beam we can be easily find out, we can be easily seen with our naked eye. It is known as the Tyndall effect. So these are the examples related to the Tyndall effect. Now what are the properties of this colloidal solution? It is a heterogeneous mixture. The size of particle is too much, even though we can be observed with our naked eyes. Okay, as for example smoke particles we can be easily seen, okay, during the path of the beam. So size of particles is too small, even though we can be seen with our naked eyes. Path of beam, it can be visible. They do not settle down. The particle of the smoke particles cannot be settled, and they cannot be separated by the filtration process. As an example, smoke particle, okay, clouds, we cannot be separated. The particles cannot be separated. They do not be settled down. They cannot be separated by the filtration process. The mixture cannot be separated by the filtration process. Example, fog, smoke particle, milky glass, clouds, etc. These are all the examples into the colloidal particles. Okay, now we will continue the next topic, separating the components of a mixture. Here, the question is like that, how can we obtain color component that is dyed from blue or black ink? So here, you take the one beaker as one figure. In a beaker, you fill it with the water. How? The beaker filled with the water and put the watch glass over the beaker. And watch glass, you take the little amount of the ink. Now this beaker you should be kept on a beaker and heat the solution with the help of this Bunsen burner, okay, or candle flame. Heat the solution of the water. So after some times heat captured by the water, so water converts into vapor form. So with the vaporization, that is heat will be absorbed by this ink and will be evaporate. Water will be evaporate. This evaporation process, it will convert into the vaporization. This process is known as the evaporation process. So here ink is a mixture of dye in a water. It is a mixture of dye in a water, ink. So we can separate the volatile component, that is solvent, from its non-volatile solute by the method of evaporation process. So we should obtain the color component from the blue or black ink in this evaporation process.